So today I just wanted to take a quick look at the 2014 film Deep in the Darkness. The film, I believe, was originally distributed by a chiller, and I honestly went into this assuming that it was a made-for-TV film just because the plot is so basic. You have a new doctor who moves to this, I guess you could say, quaint little town. He's looking for a fresh start, just wanting just a quiet life with his family, and he definitely gets a lot more than he had originally bargained for. As the film progresses, we notice a lot of secrecy going on amongst the town people, and we later discover that the film is actually, I guess you could say to a degree, secretly being run by I guess you could say, carnivorous prehistoric people, which every so often require a sacrifice as well as, cooperation from the townspeople. Um, the beginning half of the film, just due to the fact that there's so much secrecy, for some reason reminds me of Dark Secret of Harvest Home, just because it's this whole community secret. It's their dark secret, and no one really talks about it. You know, very few people are in the know, and if you're on the outside, then you're pretty much just stuck. But I'd say the film definitely does make great use of tension, light and shadow. The special effects on the creatures probably aren't so great. They have these glowing eyes, which kind of remind me of Chuds. So that's honestly the first thing that came to mind when I first saw these creatures. But honestly, having discovered that the film was actually received a limited theatrical release, it was also later on VOD, and then eventually distributed by Shout Factory on Blu-ray and DVD in 2014. But honestly, for it having been a theatrical release, yes, it's a basic plot, the acting's decent, but I expected a lot better for something that played in cinema. You know, when I went into this thinking that it was a TV film, I'm like, oh, that movie wasn't so bad. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, which it definitely was. But considering the fact that it received a lot more attention than it did, it had a bigger budget than I assumed it had, I figured the film would have done, the film would have been a lot better. It's more of a throwaway movie, a time killer. It's not a bad movie. If you have a few hours to kill, you can sit down and watch it. It's not really a bad show, but it's not something that I would say is worth buying and watching again. So unfortunately, the film was also based off of a novel by the same title, and the book obviously itself went on to do a lot better. It even received a Bram Stoker Award. But numerous critics do feel that the film just didn't really live up to its full potential, and yeah, I can kind of see that. I kind of went into the film just, not really expecting much. It was a lot better than I expected, but it definitely could have been a lot better. But according to the book's author, the story itself had been based off of Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, which to a degree I guess I can kind of see those elements. It's just, first thing that came to mind was Harvest Home. But yeah, it's not necessarily a bad film. Like I said, it could have been a lot better. I went into it kind of skeptical, not really expecting much, giving it a 50-50 split whether or not it was bad or good, and yeah, it's a decent show. Like I said, it has some pretty good acting, just not necessarily something that I would watch again. But that is pretty much all I have for you guys today, and I will talk to you later.